The world feels loud when I...
Okay, YouTube, so I made some great points in yesterday's video, but I feel the need, we got cut off because vlog life is difficult.
What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Guess who posted after 3 months?
Everyone, if you don't follow Haven on YouTube, go do it now. That is my youngest daughter. She's got more followers than me, guys. But let's root her on for her YouTube career and her tornado chasing skills to come. Amen?
Amen.
Meteorology bound. Hashtag FSU. Hashtag, what's the Oklahoma? Oh, you. Okay. I would much rather be at Florida State University, guys, but it's okay. Either way, I just want her to win. So, like I was saying, yesterday's vlog got cut short. I will still use that vlog because there were some great points in it, but I think that it was kind of meant to be because yesterday, for the first time, I went live on TikTok for a lot of the day with both old, newer, and like very new friends. I had an agency look into the talk, and that is probably the weakest point in my content right now. That's kind of what's holding me back, is my exposure to live feeds. I will be honest with you guys, it takes a lot for me to presently be here and consistent, because socially, although I may look strong socially, it is very draining. Like, I have a battery, like our cell phones, you know, they just get sucked dry when we are like overly excessive with them. I feel like my cell phone and I are like on the same page, you know, so my social battery is very quick to be drained. And I just want to share yesterday's experience and reiterate why it is that I have started going live minimal. My content 100% does carry me through. So a lot of you know my background. A lot of you that started this YouTube channel before it became solely mine versus, you know, an entire family vlog. Y'all know we still do family vlogs, but y'all kind of gather what I'm saying. And some of y'all know half of it. Some of y'all just know kind of some of the present personal triumphs, you know, and struggles. But so I'm not going to say any names, because, you know, sometimes I feel like everyone is just having a shit day. And it could be the case. But this is specifically why, and not only why I don't go live, but why I make myself very unapproachable. Let me say this again. I do not like to be approachable. I have learned how to be a very closed off person. So we're all in this live. Violence. And actually, let's start with the body image. Someone complimented me in my bodybuilding atmosphere as I was in the gym, telling me how great I look. I always appreciate that reinforcement, because even though y'all see greatness, I still look at myself in the mirror and I struggle with it. But I think a lot of it has to do with, that's kind of my career path, like, you know, fitness enthusiast slash wellness bodybuilding slash like wellness girl, you know, healing journey, almost 40. Like, I fall into a lot of categories. So I really try to stay raw, because I feel at this point in my life personally, and for a lot of my audience, we're all at like a very uncomfortable, call your dad on your phone, a very uncomfortable stretch or grow in our life. So the girl hops in, and, you know, body image is brought up, and then I am quickly to say, well, thank you, I appreciate it. of course, then everyone else starts kind of talking about their journey. There's one girl that goes live frequently with us. She wasn't in there, but she actually just underwent years ago underwent gastric, and we were talking about her struggles with that surgery and, struggles with weight loss. She's an awesome human being. Then there was this one guy, Eric, in there. I think he's on the tube over here. He's a runner. He graduated school like 300 plus, and like he's really on a journey where he like just runs it off. He said, yeah, when people ask me how I did it, I just tell them I run it off, and like totally respect that mindset. David Goggins, some of the greatest humans in the world run their shit off, like mad respect. And he does it with a 60-pound vest on. So we were all just kind of praising each other's like journey enthusiastically. And this girl hops in and she's like, well, I'm a whole 85 pounds and my trauma did it to me. Okay. We all respect that you've been through things. We do. But so we were trying at that moment to like really focus on the positive points of our journey. Like Eric didn't really touch on being the obese kid or the things that he dealt with in life. He didn't do that. We all know that's definitely something he faced, and even the girl I spoke about previous, that she talked about the negative points of the surgery, but never once did she really like go into some of the like trauma. She like I kind of touched on some of the bullying of being an overweight girl, but like we were really just focused on our current and present state of mind and how important it is that we stayed in that mind. So this girl slides up and she's just like, my trauma did it to me, like there's nothing I can do. This other girl comes up, she's like, I can't do it because of this kidney disease and this and that. And me being in wellness and knowing a lot about nutrition over the course of years, and of course some of y'all know like about my hospital stays recently and my more recent diagnosis and prognosis. So I'm really big on just speaking life into a situation, friends. Let's say it again, because I am not going to apologize for being positive, and sure the hell not on my content. And this is my experience. So welcome to Danny's world and what's next, okay? Let me just start with, I was very calm. And first I was just like, but you can't give your trauma power in your life like that. Why give it credit? Like this girl's bio literally was, I am not what I went through. But she is coming at me, contrary to what her bio says, completely opposite of that. Look.
It's contradicting.
Let me just say this. One thing led to another. So I started getting the anxiety sweats because y'all know that I am very trauma oriented. And a lot of y'all know that about a week ago, I disappeared on foot. Because, I used to lack life coping skills. And this go around when I had finally had like my snap, I was like, I'm not going to break anything. Okay. I am not going to hurt anyone, hopefully. I just don't want to be found, and I don't want my phone in my hand because I know myself impulsively. I think I'll feel better if I'll pick up my phone and I'll read about somebody else's problems, right? Or what they're overcoming. But that's all that is me deflecting what I need to deal with right now. So what I told myself I was going to do was leave my cell phone on the couch. No one was going to clock me on a location, anything of that nature. I was not even going to sabotage what I needed to deal with in this moment because I am so tired of dealing with these unresolved, deep-rooted hurts in my life. It was time to finally walk it off, let it go, give it to God, and I am not taking it back because God is gonna do it. We have said this before, but won't He do it? He will do it. Bailey and the hurt in my life and like the constant chaos in my life it is going to come to an end when I stop trying to fix everyone around me. And I just have to let these people that I love so much, whether they're an addict, whether they're just someone that is impulsively self-sabotage, it's their job to fix them. It's my job to fix me. I cannot continue to burden my cross, and it was just time for me to carry my cross. And regardless of how I felt about carrying my cross, every time I'm like, yeah, it took my family 6.5 hours or so to like even realize I was gone, I have to remind myself that that is exactly what I wanted. I did not want to be found. So I cannot flip the switch in my own head. You see, guys, this is what accountability is. This is what accountability is. This is how you work through your things. So I don't care who had their opinions about that situation. Okay, oh, that's cruel. How could you disappear? Oh, that's what Bailey did. Like, don't you know your... I don't care what y'all thought. I didn't break anything. I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't go out and get drunk. I did not bring my despairs to someone else's doorstep. I walked that shit off. Now, you could say that maybe I just wanted a week of my steps in a day. Maybe I wanted to challenge myself. Whatever makes you feel better. I looked like raunch shit in my husband's chest day shirt, and I don't even think I had socks on. Like, I literally lost my mind, but I knew what I needed. Like, I physically and mentally, I finally aligned, and my mental state was like, this is what you need, and my physical state was like, this is what we can do. And it felt good. And you know what's really weird is when, after I had walked it off, about 2 or 3 days later, my husband, Haven, and I had went to this beautiful botanical garden, which I will attach to this. And it was just phenomenal. There was so much to look at. There was so much nature. And it was hot as shit. But it felt hot as shit in that, like, peaceful walk. But when my mind was in a state of chaos, I didn't feel a slash of heat. Now, we could say it was the cars going back and forth, but I did not feel the heat of the day. That's how I know I was literally walking my shit off. And I think that a lot of people, a lot of women, will bring their torn up version of their insecurities from whatever experience they've dealt with someone else. And if they see someone like that might remind them of that insecurity, or that might come rushing back in some feelings of whatever place that they were in the past, they start projecting that. Hence, this woman said that she felt like body image, period, rather it be positive. And let me quote, I'm not directing this at anyone in the room, but no matter how good someone looks, you should not comment on their body image.
What if we're saying, hey, you look good?
Exactly. I want every single one of my friends to know that you look freaking phenomenal, and your reflection to me is not that you see in the mirror. It is what is in here. It is the love that I carry for you, the prayers that I pray for you, and you need to know that you are worthy and you matter. The other day I caught myself and I realized there's a friend that carries me through a life and a day-to-day. Like, he can always kind of sense on Snapchat when I'm sad. It is not a romantic thing. It's nothing like weird like that. It's just like, I guess he's kind of seen me through my phases in life. Like, and he's just like, I just want to remind you that you matter. And, you know, I think a lot of people around me forget that I do need to be told that I matter. I know that I matter, but to hear it from someone else's mouth that I matter or that I inspire them continues to help me reminding myself on those bad days how I need to be a better version of myself. And it's not really a me thing. It is a God thing. It is a growth thing. It is for the people that I bleed onto each and every day. And I need to check myself and remind myself that exhaustion and love and self-sacrifice and chaos is not what love or home is built on. I've always confused the two. Exhaustion is not love. Love is not exhaustion. It should not be that way. But I will say that I think that women generally need to, there were more than one, there was not just me that was bothered by that live. I had 2 or 3 more people slide up in my DMs telling me it shouldn't bother them as much as it did, because it definitely bothered me. And you need to consider that I understand that we all go through this phase, you know, we all go through the different stages, but we all go through this phase of like, I'm a victim, but let's stop victimizing ourselves, guys. We aren't victims. We are survivors. That is all. That is all. And if you feel like you're in a victim mindset, let's just remove it. Let's just remove it. Just don't push that out on other people, because sometimes you don't realize it, but we're trying to heal too. And some of us might have lost sleep over the things that were discussed. And like, sometimes our victim cards are in overdraft. Like, you just cannot make any more withdrawals. And once it gets to the point where the withdrawals are like, you can't even afford your own damn withdrawals from yourself, baby, you're going to get off you're going to see exactly where I'm at right now. Like, why I feel the way that I do. And I do not think that it's okay to make anyone feel like being positive is toxic. That was totally said. That positivity can be toxic at a certain point. We'll just agree to disagree. Instead of preaching that bodybuilding is a sport that desexualizes women, that's right. You can see a half-naked body and understand that it is about the muscle separation and the muscle definition versus seeing a half-naked body. You will realize that when when you're like, body image shouldn't be mentioned, and I'm like, well, I do it for a living, so we will agree to disagree. At that point, I cut myself off, because it's like, people like that, you just can't speak on to them. I'm not going to break down the sport that I do for a living, and I encourage people to like utilize that mindset, like the mindset, because the bodybuilding mindset will benefit you regardless of where you're at in your healing journey. It's just discipline, consistency, and self-love. It is not about the image, really. I mean, it is, but it's not about a sexual image. It's not about a value. It's about the separation in the muscles and the definition and like the aesthetics. It's an art. It's freaking beautiful that you can look at a human body and neutrally just admire the work and the inspiration that that person puts in to their like day-to-day journey. Okay, you can see everything from not just their heart, not just their ability, not just their talent, but how they go home and treat themselves, what they choose to put into their body. It's truly a beautiful thing. Like, I get chills thinking about it. And maybe it's just because I come from such an abusive like history. But ladies specifically, you are the worst. You can go on about the man in your life. I might not know all of y'all's story, but look, at some point, girls, we have got to learn to raise our hands and say, I'm guilty of this. I could have handled this better. Okay. Reactivity is just as viable as like, look, you may not have been the cause of what happened to you, right? But the way you react, the way you respond, the way you treat people after you go through that experience, that's where your character is. It's who you are right now. You let the world make you hard and hateful and come across as a negative energy. Just keep it to yourself. Because a lot of people that I surround myself with, they're either recovering addicts, they're people that have had to recover from loving addicts, they are recovering from eating disorders, they are recovering from like things they cannot talk about, they are veterans, they are people that are fighting demons in their sleep. Let me tell you what, the unbothered rage that I freaking bury every single day to stay soft. So, you just couldn't imagine the monster that I cannot cage. So, I feel so much better now. Welcome to Danny's YouTube, right? And we are going to hit chest and tries. Y'all all know Danny loves a good chest and try day. On a bad day, it's a good day, but I got it all out. So now we're just gonna go, ugh. And I'm going to do it with my little. It's your second chest day ever, right? Yes. What else is she going to say? Because, babe, my mama taught me how to bench press. I didn't need no titties. My mama taught me how to squat. I didn't need no booty. She's going to be able to build it. And look, that's something people need to realize, too. I've been seeing a lot of this now that Haven is such a, like, I guess they look at her like, she's a freaking fantastic athlete. Let me tell y'all what, though. Since we're on women mentality, but like Haven works on days and off days. Haven works a routine. Me and Haven have researched, what kind of diet she requires, like heavy carbs on what day. Like, runners are truly a different art, but they are very resilient. And Haven puts the work in. And women, what I really want you, she doesn't just put the work in. She literally got the coaching award this year and another memorial award that like only one person in the school got. Like, she's got a lot of special recognition this year. And I think the biggest compliment I get about her is not specifically on her and what she takes initiative doing for her, but it's what she does for the other girls. Okay? And this kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. Haven will find the weakest link on her track team, and she will call them and ask them if they want to run on her off days. And even better, her competition at the other school down the road, what's her name, Jenna? She will ask her if she wants to go run on her off days. Her own competition. You know why? Because in her heart, all she wants is to see women succeed. See women believe in themselves. See women know that they are worthy. And that's what needs to be pushed. Not this, trauma made me this, and we shouldn't like praise you for your milestones or like your body image. Like, doesn't matter how you got there, we shouldn't talk about it. You don't know what that person went through to get there, and you don't know why that person chose to get there. So sit the hell down, and if you don't like it, exit. That's how I see. So if you ever slide up in my life, you know, just know that. All right? Chest and try day. Hey, let's go.
I built a home out of hollow bones, slept in the ache I called my own, buried the light where no one could see, and prayed the dark would set me free.
So excited! All right, YouTube, post chest. Ooh, that's good Jeep lighting. I like it. I like it. I'm getting on Haven's nerves, actually. I think me and Haven are going to do something special. I'm going to do like a Quizlet or something on one of our episodes coming up. Maybe we could do that for a Florida episode. So make sure you are following Haven Yaps. Ooh, we gotta turn some nutshell off because Lord have mercy, that's not a, we don't want no copyright issues. Alright guys, so chest day, try day, Haven got in there and crushed some chests. Hold on, it's kind of dark. That's not gonna help either. Yeah, chest day, try day, did a balance like progressive overload, but some lightweight too. I've really just been working on like a lot of feeling it. I want to feel my upper chest like when it's working because it's really easy to mix the two up.
We're gonna be surrounded by testosterone.
Oh my gosh, who's all here?
I don't know. I just know testosterone.
Ever?
Also, I can't do Tucker's attitude.
What is his attitude?
I asked for it when they have like snacks, and then I asked, and he was like, "No, those are for the game." And I asked again, like, "No, and then he had to. Yeah, but part of it's my fault because I compulsively scream like I normally do. Is that Goose or Maddie?
Where?
Outside.
I don't know. You're freaking me out now.
That's Goose and Maddie.
Oh, okay.
Come here, baby. You go sit. Okay.
Hi, baby. Hi. I miss you, my love. Hi. Oh, my baby girl. You're my best friend. Oh, mommy loves you. Hi. I know they just don't understand, baby. Goodness, you're making me feel better. You just know, huh? Yeah. So, guys, chest day was amazing. My little distress pupper, she is high on the knowing when I am stressed and feeling a bit overwhelmed. Haven is going to be 18 in a few days. I got a lot happening this week, not just going back, you know, to my my soul home. But Florida, I think we got Kurt a really awesome Father's Day gift. I'm really looking forward to giving it to him. I've learned over the last 22 years that Kurt truly does appreciate stuff like Bath and Body Works. Like, he loves to smell good. And I got a plan. It's gonna make him feel like a king, and he really does deserve it, because I will say, like, on a note as far as growth goes, because that's kind of how this video started, I want to remind y'all that when we choose a route of forgiveness, it does not go unnoted. And you know, that sometimes when you look at somebody in your life, whether that's a recovering addict, whether that's, you know, just a family member that just really took a hard left turn and it took a while for them to get back home, you know, where they belong in your heart and doing right by you, whatever it is, you know, I don't like sharing a lot when it comes to people personally close to me, but I want y'all to know that I grew as a woman, and, you know, I chose my own personal healing. And sometimes it's very important in a relationship that we have this warped perception. We're always like talking about the right person, but like, are we truly trying to become the right person? And I think giving, particularly my husband, grace through the years, I did give him definitely the grace that I expected in return. Life is not fair, but I'll tell y'all this, I am so grateful for him, for the man that, like, I can honestly say I watched every version of, and I have no regrets. I do not think every woman can survive some of the things that I survived, and that's understandable because everybody is different. It was a choice for me, and I think it was a choice that God really pushed me to see through. But through my marriage, it taught me how essential forgiveness is. And when I truly learned how to forgive him, I started learning how to forgive my mom. I was able to break that, like, spirit of division that's always been like a generational thing in my life, in my ancestry's life. And I think that's really the goal, is to say that I am so proud, like, of the man that he is today, of the father that he is today. And I step back from like a third person and I watch both of us, but particularly him. If I took me out of the equation, seeing the man that he is today, y'all, he shows up, he's accountable, he's still stubborn, he's still got his little things about him, and that's good. That's good. That's some room for growth and more joy, because, you know, with pain and suffering comes a lot of wonderful things. That, you know, division thing, you know, looking at some of the things that he has overcome in his life, I just know that, like, I'm a part of that, but wholeheartedly, like, him waking up one day and making better decisions for who he is, you know, choosing better. With, needless to say, Kurt definitely has lack of, like, family that just really inserts them where they should. So he kind of is on my level of lack of guidance. So I just really feel like we have just always kind of worked together. But who he is today, I am just so grateful for the father and the husband that he is. And you know, Father's Day approaching, I really examine that. You know, I do think that my kids saw a lot. I think that we all experienced a lot. But man, God is so good. He is so good. So it is so important to, like, work on who you are as a person, becoming that right person. It really just needs to be a personal journey. Y'all, like, oof, gosh, everyone is so quick to like weaponize even some of the good stuff, and you know, I think it's so important for us to realize that it starts here. It starts here. It starts with you. You and better choices, you and better reactivity, you and accountability, you and your love and your worth. You attract what you feel like you're deserving of. That's where self-esteem comes in. That's, you know, complacency. But look, we will talk about all those things later. But yeah, definitely work on the person you are. The person you are becoming. Being the right person for that person. Anyway, it's a big night, you know. It's been World Cup. It's been, you know, the Knicks, and it's been tonight is a big fight apparently, but my support pup, she says it's time to go in, guys, and I have a house full of boys and testosterone. And you ready to go inside? Yeah, okay, let's go.
Other time there were a bunch of Pokemon cards, and I still have the Pokemon cards.
Yeah, me and Heyman found them when we were walking one day.
Yep. I could organize it, but
This is
I know
cool.
I'm not gonna read any of this.
Look how cool this is.
I will do, you know, if I can keep Philip alive, okay. Philip is very low maintenance. Speaking of, I should probably water him. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I watered Philip.
Philip needs to go outside.
I should tell Bo to bring me here. What? No.
Let me get something else.
Yeah.
That thing is
It's a grasshopper hanging from the top.
huge. It's huge.
They get big.
I've always liked that little walkway over there.
Oh, I have to cut through it to get to that other greenhouse. It's like a wide one.
The peanut gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are those green?
Hi, good afternoon. There we go. That was perfect.